Ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be a wonderful day in Trappist because today we are not only going to be setting up trade routes, but we're going to be doing some more exploring and seeing what's actually out there in all these other different moons and planets. Yeah, it's going to be an adventure. I hope you're ready for it. First thing, I figured out the trade routes thing. I actually had to look back in my previous emails and stuff with the dev, and I noticed something that they said. Like there was nothing in the corners and stuff. Like it's something about the corners. I didn't understand it. And basically what you got to look at, this is how it works, because I finally figured it out. So we're gonna zoom out. Okay, you have to zoom out more to get the trade route things working. Okay, and so what we want to do first is figure out what place needs what. And I think the Ark could really use some love. Okay, because the Ark just doesn't have a whole lot of stuff. We need oxygen here. We need well, it looks like we need the health drinks consumption and oxygen. Primarily, that's what we need on the Ark. I would also love to have habitats running through here and just like have an actual colony, and then actually maybe build like infrastructure on this thing to, you know, to make things. I would love to be able to make things up here, right? And have them accessible everywhere. I think it'd be great. Like a robot assembly line or like plasteel plant. Sure, we could put it up in the Ark. I don't care. I just think it would be cool to actually have this thing, you know, participate a little bit more in the game. So we're gonna be building upon this in addition to the exploration that we're gonna be doing today. So I think that's the first thing I'm gonna do. Let's get a solid network to send health drinks and oxygen to the Ark and supply this thing with constant resource. Okay, so the first thing I want to figure out in that sense is what resources are we making where, and how do what's the relationship between our three bases? Because we have Graveyard, we've got Haven, and then we've got Outland here. So here we're making health drinks, and I think we could probably make more of them, okay? I really think we could ramp that up and make more of them. We simply need to have more water output. Now, water on this place is actually pretty easy to get, but it's also more expensive to get it here than it is to get it in a place like Haven and stuff. And we can really get it easy and cheap in Haven. Up here, everything kind of costs a little bit more to build. So if I was to, for example, try to get water here, right? First, I need ice grinders, which takes energy and colonists and all those things. And then I need to take that ice gravel and produce water with it. And that takes more energy and more colonists. Very expensive. Let's not rely on this place to generate water, right? I think we can pull the water. I think we could take the entire water system off of this moon and just offload it to trade routes from another location where it's way easier to produce that stuff. So if I go over to, let's say, Haven is a great example of a place where it's really cheap to get water, right? To get water here, you simply need a water pump, and that's it. And it's gonna just pump it out. 2 water a minute for each one of these, takes 2 energy, 2 colonists, and that is it. That replaces like 20 energy and like 6 colonists over there. So very, very easy to get water here. I think if I like quadruple the production of water here, we could have this be the hub for water and send it out all over the place, right? That's the kind of stuff we should be able to be doing in this game. So first thing I'm gonna do for this is we're gonna go over to resources. I'm gonna find water pumps as a resource here, and I'm gonna add at least double the supply here. All right, but I'm not going to be able to do it without steel beams. So let's talk about steel beams. We don't have steel beams here, and I've been bringing them on ships the whole time, right? So let's have steel and water be a great trade route to have steel and water. And I think potatoes would also be a good thing here too. If I could make, I think it'd be potato farm. Yeah, so I could probably make a couple more potato farms over in this side too. We can go maybe, I think it looks more realistic to have them kind of like this, right? So we could have a couple more potato farms over here like this. And let's just kind of, I don't know, again, I'm trying to role play it a little bit, okay? And like, let's say there's a road between these two things. I don't know. We want to export a lot of potatoes, all right? We're going to export a lot of potatoes. We're going to export a lot of water. You can see I'm setting up for something big, all right? We're going to lay down a whole bunch of stuff here. And if I can get the steel beams, that'd be great. So let's set up that trade route first, okay? First, I think we're going to have potatoes and water exported from this place. and then we'll bring back steel. That's our first trade route. So I'm going to take one of my ships. Let's do it with this one. The first thing you have to do for a trade route is you have to get the ship to space. So we're just going to get this ship up to space. Bye-bye. And once it's in space, I'm going to pause it here so you can kind of see what it is. So when I'm zoomed out, there's this icon next to the ship. Okay, now I couldn't see this before because I was always too close. All right, and you have to zoom out to see it, which is why I'm like, I don't see a button. What do I do? And maybe it was even there in the last video and I just didn't look at it because I'm looking at the corners. But if you zoom out, you can see it. Now, what I would love to do for a usability advancement in this game to make this more usable, you got a lot of UI space on the right. You could put it right here. You could put it right here. You don't have to have it hovering over the ship. But that's just me. So I zoom out, it's here. I'm going to click this. It says to create trade routes for this ship. So, and now it says it's undefined. What do we got to do? First, choose a location. In this case, Haven. All right, now to do this, you have to choose a resource. When you left click first, it's going to bring up a resource panel and you can tell what it's going to do. In this case, I want to bring water. How much water? At least 40 units of water. Cool. Next, potatoes. At least 40 units of potatoes. All right, cool. We got potatoes, we got water. That's what we want to bring from Haven over to Outland. So we'll come over here and we're just going to say Outland like this. And right away, that ship's going to start running. If I had it on pause, you'd be able to see that. But I want to have the whole thing done first. So Outland, I want to choose a different resource. I don't want this random resource here, which in this case is water. So I'm going to right click. That brings up the resource panel. And now I'm going to choose steel. We're going to make sure that you are bringing steel over here as well in full quantity. Is there anything else I want to bring from here? I don't think so. It's probably pretty good. There is one other thing I could do to make this route even more interesting, though, and that is bringing oil. We could bring oil here as well. But to do that, I would need to set up a more complicated trade route, and I'm not entirely sure that it would let me do that. So we're going to have oil brought by a different trade route. I could test it, but I think for now, a simple trade route to get it moving is probably a better fit. And so what we have here is a route where you pick up steel in Outland, and you're going to come over here, and then you're going to pick up water and potatoes, and you'll offload the other resource. And I think that's why the more complicated trade routes won't work. What I would love for this ship to be able to do, for example, is to take water, potatoes, and silicon, move over to graveyard, drop off, which you can't do the silicon. So let's just leave a spot open for this example, I guess. Water, potatoes, right? Picks that up. Heads over to graveyard, all right? It then drops off, let's say, half the water, which in this case, we could still do that by coming over here and saying water, right? We could still do that. And then we'd add graveyard to the route. I want it to drop off, let's say, half of its water and then pick up a bunch of oil. And then it would take this, and that over there, right? I don't know if that's possible to do. For now, I'm just going to leave this as a trade route like this. But I welcome any input you have on trade routes for this game because I think they're pretty cool. I think the interface could use a little work, but I think they're pretty cool overall. So if I select this ship, I will do nothing. And you'll see that the ship is loading these resources. Takes a little bit of time to do. And then off it goes to do its own thing. And it will then unload these things. It picks up, does its own thing. And it will head over here automatically to come over to Outland. And it will drop that stuff off. Very nice. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to get the oxygen and stuff working for the Ark. I would love to get that going too. So let's drop off the steel. It's full on steel here. So I'm going to actually take... let's take a few health drinks because we're making them here. And we're actually getting a little bit of oxygen here too. So I'm going to pull this down. We need to do more oxygen creation as well. But I'd love to do that on the Ark. I think just having its own creation, its own source for that would be better. So I'm going to take all the steel I can from here. We're full on iron ore, of course. And let's take these things back to the Ark for now. We're just going to go like this. Now, in order for these trade routes to actually function, there has to be a landing pad for those ships to land, right? And so if there's no landing pad for that ship, it's not going to be able to land here. So I think it's probably important to have extra landing pads on these bases. So I'm just going to add a couple of extra ones because we're probably going to be doing a lot of shipping out of this place. So we're going to have a couple of extra landing pads out. And I think that'll be great. And you know what would probably be good? I think that'll probably be a really good idea here just to do it. Let's have all the lights pointing the same way, okay? The whole starboard port thing. All right, let's have the lights pointing the same way. And you know what? Let's have them lined up too, okay? Jeez, what the hell am I doing here? All right, like this. Yeah, give them a little bit of space. Let's give them a little bit of space. Like that. All right, good. So this ship's just doing its thing now, man. And that ship has steel on board. It has potatoes on board too, and that's a little weird. Probably because this place is full of potatoes. Is that the idea? No, you're not full of potatoes. So you chose not to drop off the potatoes. I assume you dropped off the water though, right? That's a little weird. It was supposed to drop off the potatoes, but it didn't do it. I thought I had this figured out. Maybe I missed something. Oh no. What if I add potatoes here? Like, what if I do nothing with this cargo bay at the trade stop? So it has to do with the cargo bays, maybe. So perhaps I need to take this cargo bay here and just drop it down to 0. So like I'm emptying that resource. Maybe that's how that works, right? And so we could say that this is where you load the steel. And this one is instead where you unload water, right? We could do that. Maybe that's how that works. And so the trade route for this ship, let me see. So you unloaded this and you're going to load water. Oh, okay. I think I understand now. So it needs to unload the resource that it has in that bay and then fill up, right? That's what it has to do. So it'll drop off the water because it has to in order to load the steel here. But if I choose to do steel here, then it doesn't necessarily unload the water. So I need to have some other resource potentially here to do that. Maybe we just empty that out. And we could say that, yeah, you load steel here, but you won't be able to do that. Okay, I think I understand this a little bit better now. So we're gonna say that, okay, I want this one. Can I have this one? Thank you. And then go away. All right. So what else can we load here? Probably rocket fuel. We can pick up some rocket fuel and take it to Haven. We can make rockets over there, I guess, but I'd still like to focus that industry though. So maybe we just do this. Maybe we do that. And that way it's at least forced to unload the potatoes, right? We want to force it to unload the potatoes. That's essentially what I'm trying to do. So if I tell you have to have one rocket fuel here, then I assume you're going to unload potatoes. There you go. And that will make way or make room for the rocket fuel. All right. And what if I just go like this? Like it just occupy the space, right? Is that all right? To make this less confusing for like old guys like me, maybe, I think having an X would be good here. Or just like one of these resource here is just like an X that says empty. And that way, I don't have anything else to go about. But there we go. So we're now consistently sending steel to Haven, and we're consistently sending water and potatoes to Outland. And so it's going to have all the resources it needs to maintain. It's creating its own oxygen. It's creating its own health drinks. And now it has a steady source of potatoes. In addition to that, we're going to have lots of water here that it can process. All right. So that sounds great. Now, we only have 46 water here, but we're going to have a lot more later on. So let's talk about population really quick. Let's lift this off. We're short on workers here, so we need to go get more. And that's where our next ship is going to come in. This one here, we're going to unload the steel here, health drinks, oxygen. Let's go ahead and start opening these pods. And we're going to get some people awake, all right? And get them loaded onto these ships so that we can get them down to the colonies. And I think maybe we'll unlock 2 pods here. And then let's have... we need computer chips for the habitats. All right, I can work with that. So we can go to Outland here for this, and I can make that happen. Now, I am curious on how much storage space is on the Ark, because it would be good. It'd be good, I think, to have the Ark be sort of like a central hub for a few resources, computer chips being one of them. I think that'd be a great thing to do. Let me just real quick grab a couple of computer chips, please. There we go. That's fine. Just these two. We're also going to grab, not the oil. Let's grab, I'll grab a few potatoes here. And then also let's grab a little bit of concrete because we might need it for building on the Ark. All right. So we'll lift this off, bring this back. You fill up with colonists, please. There we go. And then on the Ark, we want to build another habitat, which I can now do if I just drop off this. Colonists near graveyard have been disappearing. The only trace left behind is a puddle of goo. What? Let's study that puddle in the lab. Colonists in graveyard are running out of supplies. Okay, wait a minute. Missing colleague. We are studying the oil we pumped up from the graveyard site, and when I returned from my break, there was just this big puddle of goo. Okay. We need to take a look at that, don't we? Graveyard. Let's take a look. First off, you're down on water. We're gonna work on that, okay? I wanna get that going, all right? So you're gonna die in 121 seconds, no big deal. All right. Haven should be producing a lot of water now. They should be. But not enough because we're sending it to Outland, right? So Outland for the time being is gonna do its own resources. I think we're gonna have that. We're down on people. We definitely need people over here, and that's what I was getting the people out of the Ark for. So I'm bringing them over here. So let's add a few more. We need 21 colonists over here, and we need some water. So first, on the Ark, let's come on over here, and I'm looking for. I guess I could just bring the rest of the water just to keep them. Yeah, I could do that just to keep them, alive. Bring back the water. Right now, if there's absolutely no water on the Ark, is that going to be a problem? I wonder. They don't require water, right? They require health drinks, and they have plenty of that. So we're going to be all right there. As far as the quantity of oxygen, it's pretty bleak. So we're going to want to keep these things empty, I think. Just a little bit longer. We're going to want to keep as many colonists inside the cargo ships as possible. But I am going to send this ship over to Graveyard here so that we can deliver that water as well as people to Haven. We'll deliver people to Haven. All right, ship can go ahead and do it. Now, as far as the studying, we need to research the mysterious goo, which requires me, of course, to have that research pod that I deleted before. So I still need that to be up here again. So research, we're going to just have it be right back over here again. That's fine. So we're down 3 colonists over here now. And I think we'll just go ahead and pause this plant here. That's going to give us enough people to go ahead and research the mysterious goo. All right, explore strange new worlds and seek out new technologies to improve efficiencies. And of course, obviously, go where no man has gone before. Every time I hear explore strange new worlds, my brain goes there immediately. All right, colonists have been disappearing, leaving behind nothing but a puddle of goo. We need 1 biology point and 1 chemistry point. We have enough to start it, so we will. Let's see what's up with that. In the meantime, well, we don't need to bring people here. The bottling plant is now shut down. So, there's that. But we have a lot of oxygen here. And we can have the ship that comes over here to bring the water. We can have it pick up oil as well as oxygen from here as well. And that's a great trade route for us to set up for this ship to do right now. So when the ship gets here, I'm going to set that trade route up to where we end up bringing, I think, potatoes as well. So first off, let's drop off the oil so they can stop complaining. We're then going to drop off a few more colonists because we're going to need to. Oh, I don't have enough housing. Well, let's see if we can build another pioneer camp right over here. Let's drop off a little bit more colonists. That way we can turn the bottling plant back on. All right, we're 10 over 10 over. Okay, so we can bring this many to Haven. Let's do that. All right. We're going to launch this right now just so that we have the colonists. I need to bring them over to Haven because we want to make a lot more water in Haven. Haven is going to be a great place for us to export water. So let's dump all these colonists in there. And now we're up by 12, which is fantastic. We're going to go in and we're going to have more water pumps, which is going to require more energy. We can handle that. And we're just going to put more water pumps in just like this. Yep, a whole bunch of them. I'm not messing around, man. It's going to be a whole lot of water coming out of here. I just can't get it to... They're not lining up. It just doesn't want to come over anymore, but all right. And then windmill. Yep, here we go. We'll just go 1, 2. They really should change the name to turbine, by the way. Devs. I'm just being picky, of course, but it is a turbine, not a mill. It's not actually milling anything, but it's okay. Wind turbine right there. All right, so we're going to have that. Now, that's going to give us, of course, a whole bunch of water, hopefully. We found the disappearing colonists. Ooh, bacteria is turning our colonists into oil. Excuse me? The goo is mostly biological matter, essentially oil. Within the oil, we found traces of the missing colonist DNA. We also found an unknown type of bacteria, and the bacteria clumps together around the water droplets in the oil. This makes the puddle very gooey. Okay. Bacteria were dormant within the oil from the graveyard site, but water brought the bacteria out of hibernation. We must research an antidote. I agree. Definitely agree. Okay, so I'm going to... We have plenty of food, of course, for their survival and water. We're exporting both of those goods, and we're going to have a lot of water here. I think we set up a trade route with this ship, though, so that it does... Because we've now got lots more water coming out of here, right? Let's zoom out a little bit. And I think what we should do now is set up a trade route with... You know, tell you what. Let's not do the trade route yet. Let's bring that ship back. Bring that ship back to Haven for a second. Because the graveyard doesn't have a whole lot of water, and it does need more water. And graveyard, we're going to research an antidote, but I'm missing... Ooh, hang on. That's no good. I am missing the required materials here. The colonist has been disappearing, leaving behind nothing but a puddle of goo. Research complete. Okay, sorry. Slick antidote. I have to actually click it over here. I haven't had to do that yet. So, yeah, cool. So, find a cure. Prevent our colonists from turning into puddles of goo. 4 crude oil. 4 water. And 2 biology points. I have the biology points, so... We will begin that. Great. And we are full on oxygen here. I'm aware. I'm just trying to set up a trade route, all right? Real quick, let's come back over to Outland. Can we build a ship? We should be able to build this ship now. We have... Oh, there's a worker deficit here. I forgot. I still have to do that yet. All right. Bring the workers down to Outland, please. All right. I still have to do that yet. I'm getting distracted. There's a lot to do. There's a lot I want to do today, right? Like right now. All right. I don't have the resources required, it looks like, to build additional habitats. I require computer chips. Of course I do. Graveyard's running out of supplies again. It's oxygen. We know it's oxygen. We're very aware it's oxygen. So why don't we take... No, we can do it at... We can do it at Haven. We're already over at Haven. Haven, right here. Ship. I want you to pick up... We can't do it at Haven. Oh, shoot. I thought we could do it at Haven. Okay, computer chips. Water. Wait, graveyard doesn't need oxygen. No. Graveyard needs water. That's what the water's for right here. And then let's bring some steel. So we're probably going to need some steel over there too. So real quick, coming back over here. I wanted to set up the trade routes, but I got to deal with survival stuff first. So let's deal with survival. Right over here, and these guys are probably complaining about water. Yep, so we're gonna fix that right now. 40 water is in. Let's drop off a couple of chips, not much, and we'll drop off a little bit more steel. We're gonna pick up some oil so we can continue that, and I'm gonna have a trade route for this later. But for now, we're gonna pick up this and send it out on its way. I need to make more ships because right now I'm limited in what I can do at a time. let's bring these resources over to Outland so we could have more habitats over there too. In the meantime, the Ark appears to be vacant. There's nobody there. That's fine. We'll tear this down. We'll tear this down. That's going to put more steel on the Ark. And we're running out of colonists, actually. So we only have 4 more cryopods left. And then at that point, I think probably we just need natural population growth at that point, I guess. I don't know. Again, I think we are overproducing water here. We certainly don't need to have this much water being produced. So it just needs to be consumed. So I guess maybe I'm wrong on that, but because it is getting consumed really quickly, isn't it? Man, maybe we will need the water operation to stay here. I was hoping it would just work with Haven, but it's possible it may. If I have a ship just doing nothing but water transport, then I think at that point it will work. But yeah. All right, that ship's going to land, and it should have the microchips I need. Here's some oil. Here's some steel. There we go. Just drop everything off. And then habitats, we can then add 1 more habitat here, 1 more habitat here, and here, and here. That should be enough to get this rolling. And now we just need to drop off the colonists. Here they are. And now the ship can be made. At least I hope it can. We haven't been able to create an antidote. Oh gosh. All attempts at researching an antibiotic antidote against this bacteria have failed. Whatever we do, the bacteria seem to group together to work around our attempts to stop it. Okay. The bacteria quickly developed resistance to everything we've tried. How can bacteria do that? The bacterial colony forms a single mind. Really? Big oil brain. The search for an antidote has failed, but did deliver lots of insights into the bacteria. They cluster around water droplets. Each cluster uses the water droplet as a medium to exchange information. The individual clusters connect through a specialized subspecies of the bacteria, and in this way, all the bacteria are connected in a way that looks like our own brains, but totally different. The research staff have nicknamed these bacteria Big Oil Brain, or Bob for short. Molecular analysis sets this species apart from the animal life forms we have found on this planet. Okay, can we talk to this Bob? Bacteria is extremely responsive to pressure. We can research plans for a device that sends powerful pressure waves through the ground. The Thumper proposal. Okay. The bacteria exchanges information through water droplets suspended in oil. We can build a device that repeatedly hits the ground to create pressure waves. The pressure waves will travel through the ground and oil and should be detectable by the bacteria. Modulation of these waves should let us talk to this Bob. That sounds... Well, it's science fiction. It sounds science fiction. It's great, though. All right, let's lift this off. I want another route that brings stuff. I'm going to lift you off, too. I want another trade route that brings stuff over here, like, on an ongoing basis. And you know what? We probably should... Here, I'm going to do this. You, go here. Let's find another source. So let's start scanning these things to see if we can find something else over here, you know? I think that's going to be needed, too. Like, pretty desperately needed, in fact. Let's drop potatoes here. So to survive here, you need the oxygen and the health drinks. We still need to bring oxygen over to... No, we brought water over there already. Nobody's on the verge of collapse or anything here, so I think we're still fine. We need to really ramp up health drinks, though. The problem is that we use a ton of water here. Like, this is using so much water that we just have to produce it somewhere else. It's so expensive to produce here. I want to produce it in, like, a planet that is, you know, really rich in water and one that has an atmosphere, preferably. I doubt the Rocky 2 moon has said atmosphere and has it in the ground just willy-nilly like that. So that's why I was suggesting that we do this at Haven, because it seems like it has the best. Are we full on steel? Is that why you're not delivering it? Yeah, we're just full on potatoes too. There's nothing we can do. Sending the potatoes away. Yeah, we are full on steel here. That's why. Okay, so let's build some stuff here so that we're not full on steel anymore. How about we take... I don't think there's a reason for a research lab yet. We're going to just take another one of these. Yep. And we're going to have you sit like right over here. You should be able to collect stuff over here now, and then we can put another storage depot like out this way and just keep expanding, right? We could have a shipyard here. I don't have enough colonists here, but we could have a shipyard here. I think it's better though to go after like this stuff, right? Like the wheat farm and stuff, soybeans, wheat, etc. I think that's probably better to do here. It just consumes water. Our survey found indications of helium-3 deposits on Rocky 2, the second moon. All right, so helium-3 is great for fuel. So that's going to be nice. Also notice some anomalies in the gravitational field. We can take a closer look at that later on too. I want to do exploration, but I also need... I want the trade routes to work first though. So this is considered unexplored space, unexplored areas here. Before we do that, let's actually scan Planet X. And then I want to take colonists. I need more people to do what I want to do. So I'm gonna open this up. There's a little bit of oxygen here, but primarily I'm just gonna be loading whatever colonists we wake up. I'm gonna be loading them, you know, into the cargo ship like right away anyway. So they're not really going to consume any resources over here. But this should be making its own health drinks. We don't really need to transport the health drinks as long as we're transporting oil to the Ark. So what we could do, I guess, is transport the oxygen bottles and oil, right? That could be the next trade route to the Ark. Let's do that. Let's do that instead. We want to find Le Planète over here. I'm going to have this take a few people, though. I want it to come with me. Let's take a few people to Graveyard. Probably taking a while for the... Oh, it's in slow-mo. That's why. I'm like, why does it take us so long for these guys to wake up? It doesn't normally take this long. Yeah, I'm in slow mode here. Okay, we'll take this many people over to Graveyard for a little bit. And then this ship will set up a trade route with. Outland has a new ship for us as well. That's great. Let's have you land. We might have some extra stuff we can do. Looks like we're really full on rocket fuel and stuff. We could take that up. Possibly hydrogen could be taken up. If we don't empty the hydrogen, actually, then we might end up with that situation, right? Where if we're full on hydrogen, we can't make any more oxygen, right? I bet that's probably what's happening there too. So that's why we don't have a whole lot there. So we need to constantly offload the hydrogen as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now, we could also make fuel from it, I thought, from the hydrogen, right? Don't we make fuel from that? Yeah, hydrogen makes the rocket fuel. Well, of course, we're full on rocket fuel. Right, so we need to haul that too. I'm going to haul a load of rocket fuel up to the Ark as well. Just so we can keep that going. And then Outland, you're going to make another ship. Make another one. I need a bunch of ships. All right. So, drop that off, drop that off, drop that off. Okay, now I want colonists, 16 of them. And let's also bring... I'm going to leave the computer chips here because I want to make this. I want another environment here so we can start making things here. I want to start producing the health drinks and stuff right here, you know? So let's go back to Graveyard. Should be a ship there now. Yep. So we'll drop off these colonists so we can expand a little bit over here. And then we're going to run out of water here soon. So what I want you to do is you're going to pull oxygen. Let's do this as a trade route. Yes, we should do this as a trade route. Should we take plastics back there too? I don't know if that's worth it. Let's lift you off. So as a trade route, I want you to bring oxygen. And you will also bring oil. No, like this much is fine. And then third resource, if possible, we could bring... I think that's kind of it. Yeah, for now, that's kind of it. And then over here on Outland, you're going to pick up some... I mean, I don't have a whole lot of water. That's the problem. I really, really need more water, man. Yeah, I need more water bad. I think for now we're just going to do that. Water is gone at Outland. Yeah. Planet X is a small gas giant. It's so cute. Yeah. Large amounts of valuable minerals and materials. Due to its relative small size, the gas giant is unusually hospitable. With the right technologies, we'll be able to construct floating platforms to mine valuable gases from within the lower layers of the atmosphere. Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, sure. Awesome. Great. Unfortunately, not today. I'm sure someday we'll have the technology to uncover its mysteries and resources. Just not today. Okay, so let's... we have colonists loaded up on this ship. And if we can bring oil over here, right? We have oil being dropped off at Outland right now. And I'm not sure. I think that's probably a good idea. Yeah, because they're using the oil to create the health drinks. So I think that's definitely something that needs to be done. Let's bring this ship over here. Make another one, please. And this ship, we're going to have you take, let's say, probably... I mean, I need a route for health drinks, but I want the Ark to make its own health drinks. So maybe having another oil ship is a good idea. Let's do another oil ship. We'll bring this ship over to Graveyard instead. Haven, what are we doing here? We're full on water. Excellent news. We can have more water brought over there. I like it. I like it a lot. Good. I need a ship then. Go to Graveyard. Is there one here? No, I need more ships. I need more ships. Outland, let's go. Make more ships. Almost done? No, not quite. That's a trade ship already. Okay, so we'll have... let's see, where's your route? Your destination is Graveyard, isn't it? It's Haven. Okay, so in Haven... Yeah, you're bringing water, but you're not bringing water to Outland? You should bring water to Outland, too. I think so. We should have you bring water from Haven. Let's load up water as well from Haven. Yeah. Land it empty. So it's currently empty, it says. And if I just click it and leave it blank, will it empty the water? Because it should empty the water. Over here. I want you to empty the water. Can I get you to just... I don't know. Yeah, like, take... I don't know, steel. Why not? Just... No, because if you do that, then it'll... Yeah, I think it's fine. This is just going to give us another way to bring water to Outland. That's what I'm looking for. So that's what we'll do with this ship. And then this ship is bringing oxygen down, as well as the oil. And so this will add to survivability because it'll bring down the oxygen. And it didn't drop off the oil. I'm confused on how that's working because it didn't drop off the oil like it was supposed to. So what's going on there? Why didn't you drop off the oil? Hold on, let's analyze this route now because it's clearly needed. So apparently you simply have to occupy this side with something. It really needs to be more clear. Like you need to have, you know, a resource or something stacked in here. So I'm going to say 0 like that. That's got to be the only way to do it. It just has to be. And then you could bring rocket fuel over there or something. Like just a way to get rid of it a little bit. Yeah. But if you don't do anything with it, that's got to be it. You empty it at there. Okay. I kind of wish empty would be a default action, but like it's one of those things I think where it's not really implemented incorrectly. It's just implemented not clearly. And like, but once you figure it out, right? Because of that, it's like one of those things where it's hard to figure out, but once you figure it out and it just clicks, then you're probably fine. And I think that's what we're ultimately seeing right now with this, what I'm seeing anyway. So over here, right, this ship is unable to load this, which is fine. And it just goes back with what steel it can, and then it didn't unload the potatoes. I assume that's because Outland is full on potatoes. They are indeed. So that's fine. If they're full, they're full. I'm good with that. But we are not full on water. We still need a constant source of water over here. Make me another ship. Wait. Can I not do that? Well, it can as soon as it makes the steel beams. Yeah. It's fine. All right, what do I need in order to get that arc operational? You see what I'm saying? Like the game has depth. It's surprising. It's just, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect it to be like this. So survivability here requires oxygen and the health drinks. And we currently have only 6 units of oxygen. We really need to have a consistent source of oxygen brought to the Ark. Let's set up another trade route with, I think it's Graveyard that has the bottling plant, right? I never figure out which orientation I am in space. I'm pretty sure Graveyard has the bottling plant. Yeah. Oxygen bottling is here. So what I'd have to do is drop off these colonists at the Ark. And I want to bring this ship, I think, over here. And then you are a blank ship. And I think you're going to go oxygen and oil. Yeah. You're oxygen and oil from... You're going to be the trade route that I just sent that ship to go to. So we're just going to do it here. So you have a route. Goes to Graveyard. First thing you're going to pick up at Graveyard is oil. And you don't have to bring a lot. Just a little is fine. You know, I guess whatever. You max it out. It's fine. And then you're also going to bring oxygen, right? Because it's being bottled. So I believe the oxygen is being generated here. But if that's the case, then why is it almost empty? Because the other ship grabbed it? Because the other ship grabbed it. Okay. That's fine. So yeah, Graveyard, oil, fill it up, oxygen, will be on this one. Sorry, oxygen is here. Fill it up. And then we could bring plastics, I guess, if it's something extra we could bring, or just the rocket fuel. You're not making rocket fuel here though. Oh, well, yes we are. Yes, we are. Yes we are. That's interesting. An interesting idea. It's a lot of oil. How about plastics? Or potato? Plastics. Let's bring a little bit of plastics. Okay, and then when you get to the Ark, which is clearly over here, I knew that. When you get to the Ark, you're going to drop off at the Ark. You will drop off the... I don't think you're going to pick up anything from the Ark. No, you'll just drop things off. So we'll have just drop everything off like that. It's just like once you figure it out, it's not that hard and you just do it. So now I know that it'll drop off all those resources at the Ark. And so the Ark will now have its own source, like incoming for oxygen as well as for oil, which it can then use in combination with water to produce the health drinks that it needs for people to survive. So it will be able to do that as soon as this place has water, or sorry, oil, right? So now I need I need something that's bringing this Ark water consistently too. Graveyard is running out of supplies. Why? Is it water again? Dude. You're low on water again? Dude. All right. I need this ship to go to Haven. I have to set up a simple trade route between Haven and Graveyard to give it water now. Or we can have something scan this one and see if that red planet has anything interesting. Okay, so let's grab water. We'll just grab it all. I'm fine. And then let's grab a little bit of... We'll grab some steel beams as well, because we can. Lift it off, go give it to the place it needs to go, and then I still need more water production over here. And then we're just going to go back and forth with it. I really wanted to explore a bit more, but some random events and stuff for the story happened, and then I'm, obviously, losing my chill here with constant... I was curious about that. Okay, so the ship is smart enough to come down and be like, oh, it's occupied now, and then... Oh, that's interesting. I wanted to see what would happen if a ship didn't have a landing pad, right? So it's just going to go off and do its thing. So now I need to produce more oil because I'm shipping it all over the place, right? Yeah, wow. Things are moving, huh? Yeah, we have construction materials over here now and power generation over there. I'm thinking, yeah, another bottling plant is going to be needed. I really need to get as much oxygen production as possible here. because I'm going to start shipping it over to the Ark. So let's get another one of these. Let's get 2 more of these, right? They take plastics to create oxygen. Somehow that's a thing. So yeah, I don't know if I want to ship plastics to the Ark, but way I'm seeing it is there's a bottling plant on the Ark, right? So I just take the plastics to the Ark and it can create its own oxygen is what I'm going for there. So I don't know if it's necessary, but yeah, let's take this ship and we're going to go and scan that red planet over there with that ship just to see what happens. And then I think if I hit home, is it? Home goes directly to the Ark. Yeah. I just have to learn the hotkeys. That's all. No big deal. All right, let's bring you back over here. And I want to, let's go ahead and open up this pod. I can't, it's like I can't do that yet. Okay. So you're full of colonists, I assume. That's why. And you're making your own health drinks now. Perfect. So now I want to build, if it'll let me, I'd like to build a bottling plant. Here we go. Water splitter. Takes water, goes to oxygen and hydrogen. Okay. I mean, I guess I'd rather have the bottling plant, though. Is that not a thing? It's not a thing here, but we can still do the splitter. It just takes energy, which we are making plenty of, so I guess that's fine. Yeah, all right. So we'll take another habitat. Let's put the habitats... I was going to put them on the edge, but I think it's fine right here. It's okay. And then I want to go with, let's say, not that. It's this one here. So we need to send more water here. So we'll put one of these in. And then that, of course, is going to give us, you know, oxygen. But now we're going to lose water. We don't need water to survive here, though. So that's okay. So as long as we have a source of water coming in, we can then churn it out with the algae farm now to create the health drinks, and the water splitter will create this. Now we just need something to do with the hydrogen. We can then take that hydrogen and off the Ark and bring it back over to Graveyard or wherever, Outland maybe, have a trade route between there. And that will provide us with a way to get rid of the hydrogen as well. So that's pretty good. All right, so I mean, I think I've taken enough time for this video. My God, trade routes, they're not as straightforward as I thought it would be. The game moves. The game has a tendency to just kind of move you forward, right? And it is progressing at a speed. I might play slow speed for a little bit just to really get an idea and like have the time to like fine tune everything. And I think that's going to be needed. We definitely need some computer chips and stuff to be over here to make another ship. I want to have ships. I want to have all sorts of ships. So many ships. I want to have many ships. And in fact, this ship is not going to go get anything. This ship is going to go and explore, I don't know, a planet. Let's go explore this blue one over here. This looks pretty interesting. Oh, hang on. Research a means to communicate with Bob. I still need to do that. Red planet. Oh, I'm not done yet, I guess. Red planet. It's very similar to Mars. A planet within the Goldilocks zone, but with barely a wisp of atmosphere. This planet rotates in the opposite direction of the other planets, which doesn't fit the current astronomical models and is one of the oddities that drew our attention to Trappist. Trappist 1D has a distorted magnetic field resulting in huge dust storms that are able to reach magnificent speeds in the thin atmosphere. A deep canyon crosses large swaths of the planet. Within this canyon, we might find protection against the storms. Harsh dust storm moving over dry surface makes the planet inhospitable. So not going to be doing a whole lot there, I guess. Hot nugget? Really? That's called hot nugget? All right, tell you what. Next video, let's have... This is a jungle planet. Oh, man. All right, tell you what. Next video, we're going to have information on the jungle planet. We're going to have information on... let's see if I can take this ship. On this blue one over here. And we're going to have information on one more. I'm going to say, let's have information also on Hot Nugget. So come back for the next one if you want to learn more about Hot Nugget, Jungle Planet, or Zima. All right. Take care. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.